look at today's date, it's the 15th. Your eyes shift to your banking app, only to find that the salary you waited 30 days for is taking its final breath. You pause, asking yourself the question haunting millions. Where did my effort go? Where did my hard work vanish? Let me be honest with you from the start. You are not alone in this trap. And more importantly, listen closely. You are not a financial failure, as some try to portray you. For years, we've been sold a very simple, naive equation. If you run out of money, it means you're wasteful. They told you your financial struggle is because of that morning coffee. That wealth begins by skipping lunch. But let's speak with logic and reason. Is it plausible that an entire generation suddenly became wasteful? Or is there something bigger happening behind the scenes? What if I told you that the traditional advice you hear is just a painkiller for a much deeper problem? What if the modern economic system was brilliantly and intentionally designed so your salary ends exactly in the middle of the month? In this episode, we won't blame your small luxuries. We'll put emotions aside and open the black box of the economy to reveal with numbers, facts, and psychology why the salary was designed to evaporate. Let's start by dismantling the first and most common trick, the money illusion. In economics, there is a vast difference between the number hitting your bank account and the real value of that number. Global data points to a shocking reality economists call the Great Decoupling. From the early 80s until today, the productivity of the average employee has skyrocketed, thanks to tech and speed. And work pressure increased by over 60%. You work harder than your father did. Then, producing more value for your company, dealing with endless complexities. But did your real salary increase by the same rate? The answer is no. Real wages, adjusted for inflation, have flatlined for decades. The economic system slowly shifted from rewarding work and effort to rewarding assets and capital. So when your salary runs out, it's not necessarily because you bought new shoes. It's because the purchasing power of your money has eroded, while the number in your contract stayed the same, fooling you into feeling stable. You are trying to run up a down escalator, and just staying in place requires double the effort. An analyst might say, but official inflation numbers are reasonable, barely 4 or 5%. Here lies the second trick, selective inflation. Official rates rely on a basket of goods that might not reflect your reality. TVs and imported clothes might be cheap, but real inflation, savage inflation, hit hard on the 3 pillars no human can live with dignity without: housing, education, and healthcare. In our cities, housing costs are no longer just a budget item. They've become a black hole devouring income. Homes shifted from places to live to speculative assets, pushing prices beyond what salaries can bear. This isn't mismanagement on your part. It's a structural flaw in supply and demand. And it didn't stop there. Corporations turned to a silent, clever tactic called shrinkflation. Companies know you'll get angry if the price goes up, so they keep the price and reduce the quantity. The loaf of bread got smaller, the cheese box lost weight, and cleaning products became less concentrated. You pay the same money, but get less, forcing you to buy more frequently. Now let's move to the most dangerous part, the war on your consciousness. You are facing an army of psychologists and algorithms. The modern financial system developed a dangerous concept called frictionless spending. Remember the pain of paying cash? Today, that pain is gone. With one tap on your phone, money leaves in a split second. They separated the immediate joy of buying from the pain of paying, making the process so smooth you don't realize you spent until it's too late. Then comes the subscription model. The world is shifting from ownership to eternal renting. Small amounts? Yes, but they accumulate into a powerful current, sucking a huge chunk of your income automatically. They bet on you forgetting. They know you'll be too lazy to cancel. These monthly deductions act like tiny pinholes in a water tank. On top of all this, we live under social comparison pressure. You compare your reality to the curated highlights of the wealthy. This creates a permanent state of dissatisfaction, driving lifestyle inflation. Buying things you don't need to impress people you don't know. And if you survived all the above, the system sets the final trap. Buy now, pay later. These services aren't charities. They are tools to disable the logic in your brain. When a big amount is split into small payments, buying seems logical. But the truth is, you are mortgaging your future salary. When next month's salary arrives, it's already spoken for. You are living in the financial past, paying for old decisions. So why does your salary end by the 15th? Not because you're a bad person, but because wages are stagnant, essentials inflated, and traps multiplied. Does this call for despair? Quite the opposite. Knowledge is the first step to freedom. When you realize you're facing a smart system, you can stop blaming yourself and start building a real defense strategy. The solution starts with grounded steps. First, bring back the friction. Use cash. Make paying painful again to regain your awareness. Second, be ruthless with subscriptions. Any automatic deduction without value, cancel it immediately. Third, stop mortgaging the future. Do not buy instant pleasure with money you haven't earned yet. Fourth, saving alone isn't enough. Liquid cash loses value. Learn to convert savings into assets that hold value. The problem is in the economy's design, true, but the prison key and the final decision is in your hand now. Don't let the system define your worth. If you want to understand how to protect yourself financially, follow us, because here, we don't just give advice, we try to draw the map together. See you in the next episode. Stay safe.